What is up, people? It's your boy, Oddly. Now, before the video begins, I guess before the video begins and before the outro shows up, I just want to say the story that I'm probably about to tell you may or may not be for the faint of heart. Alright, and I would also say that for some of you who probably think that an enemy is someone who doesn't like you or someone who just doesn't, just someone who just, well, I guess just doesn't like you. That's all I gotta say about that. Yeah, but no, not in my opinion. I say a true enemy is someone who really wants nothing more than just your downfall. They want to see you nothing more than fail. They want to see you nothing but crumble. Humble. And heck, they might even take joy out of it. And this guy I met, heck, he just by far was, I mean, he was just crazy and just, he was probably the worst person I ever met in my life. And he was my enemy. So I guess sit back and relax as I tell you probably a sad but true story from me about being bullied, what it means to have an enemy, and I guess being human for that matter. Well, guys, as you can tell, this video is different from what I usually do. I just do gameplay, and you guys may or may not watch it, but I guess that's okay. After all, I guess my content does get old, I guess. But I actually wanted to tell you guys but I kind of wanted to keep it down, well, just because I didn't want to just try to come up later or something like, this be held against me or something like that with the certain events that happen later on down the line if, well, you guys want any more parts of this. And also the reason why I'm making parts of this is because, as well, if I were to do just a full video of having all the parts, we'd be here for a while. And I know people are not that patient, so we're just going to break it up into parts. And if people want more, then I'll definitely do more parts, for sure. And also, I want to say before I do start telling the story that I'm not going to bring up anyone's actual names up for good reasons. And also, I'm going to leave my name anonymous, which is why I'm also not doing a face cam. Yeah, just for a little. Maybe one day I reach a certain subscriber count or something like that. Also, people, I want to say that bullying was also never a new concept to me. Matter of fact, you could say I've kind of known it my whole life. But that's besides the point. But this guy, he was the worst. Alright, but enough talk. I believe it's time we jump right into it. That was, if I'm going to be honest, I'm a little nervous about this, probably because my voice is being recorded for this. And so let's take it back to when I was in high school and before I graduated. So there I was in my sophomore year. I was attending a Christian in high school. It was a private one. Now I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna tell which one. Also for good reasons. And so like I said, there I was. And I was just your normal average guy. I was the type of guy who didn't have any girlfriends or didn't have any friends. I was just that one dude who kind of came to school, and as soon as the bell rang, he freaking dipped him. Especially on Fridays, I would be all like, well, it was nice to know when y'all see y'all on Monday. And so like I said, I didn't have many friends. And I did that for a good reason because for like a good portion of my life, well, actually never mind, my whole life, really, I've always been around the bad crowd. as one could say. Like, I always attracted the bad crowd. I don't know how, but I always did. So I decided to just keep my circle small, which honestly I kind of felt like I was getting to sort of a bad crowd, but now that I think about it, I really didn't. So I decided to expand. And I decided I talked to this one guy since no one really talked to him. And now remember this, guys. This is what happened. So when I was telling us I was gonna approach this guy, and just to keep it safe, we could call him C, or we could call him Caesar, um, hmm, or Connor. Yeah, you want? I guess Connor will do. Therefore, his name won't be exactly close. Or we could call him Bane of my existence. Whatever works for you guys. So before I was gonna approach this guy, I I remember that someone was saying, "Hey, yo, man, he's crazy." Now, the thing is, I didn't take him seriously because, as you know, it's a school rumor, and kids will say anything really. And words spread around fast because I was in a small school, so I didn't really listen. And I figured I wanted to try new and have a new friend. And and then so I talked to him. And I will admit, immediately I kinda, well, I wouldn't say immediately, but I did notice that he was a little strange as I got around with him. But he and I actually hit it off. I thought he and I were kind of alike. Because I will admit, you guys notice in my videos I'm a little bit quirky, and I figured that's what he was like. Hey, but boy, was I wrong about that. And so, like I said, we hit it off. We would eat around the table. Well, we eat at the cafeteria together because a lot of kids like to eat outside, and I was really vibing with that. I did sit inside. Which I guess kind of think of it, I don't know what was up with me. Oh yeah, right, because he was crowded outside. That's why. And so he would sometimes maybe chug my water because I always carry water for lunch, which I thought was a little weird because he tried to do that every time. And he did a little few pranks here and there. Yeah, just classic friend stuff. The thing is, I actually thought he was better than my best friend who I am with today. Which I kind of feel a little bit bad about that. I guess because he was a decent guy, although maybe a little bit violent. But yeah, probably not as violent as me. He, and also he also did martial arts, which in case you guys didn't know, I've done karate in the past, but now he didn't do that. He did like a different style. I think it was what was it, Italian? Israelite or something like that. I don't remember what style it was, but he did a form of martial arts, and I was like, ooh. So I thought we were even more related. And just he and I got in trouble one time for a little small thing. Yeah, just know I was being violent, and he kind of did something stupid in my opinion. And it all came crashing down under like one certain event. I remember he was off to do something. I can't remember what it was, but I remember I hit his phone because I figured he was messing. I figured, why not I return the favor? As I guess so, the girls just helped me hit the phone, and when he came back, he was wondering, where's the phone? He was kind of a little bit, I wouldn't say he was livid, but I guess a little bit agitated, so to say. And so I remember, and I forgot to mention this earlier, but I think one of the first things he said when we met was how this dude, who Caesar, he straight up said, I could either be your best friend or I could be your worst enemy. Now I guess you could say that was like a red flag, but I was too naive and didn't probably notice it. And I remember it was sort of this certain event that when he got his phone back, he said, "All right, I'm gonna get ahead." And I guess And I guess he figured a way of getting ahead of me would be by, well, as he said, I'm going to make your life a living hell. Those were his words from Caesar himself, the bane of my existence. And I was thinking, no, this dude ain't serious. Yes, but no. Boy, was I wrong. So then this guy would just seek me out. And I just. And at first I was like, alright, okay, but this is getting old. Like, to explain some of the crap he would do, like he would sometimes take the lock off my locker. Now, you've been bullied before, you know that your lock's off, that you don't trust nobody. And honestly, I didn't trust nobody at the school. Like, I really did not. And shoot, I couldn't even trust my own best friend at the time, as sad as that was. And I was just like wondering, where's my dang lock? Because somehow he knew the combination. I didn't tell him, but he was a tall guy. Like, he was like slender and small. Like, I'm not exactly built different or anything like that. I'm actually short myself. But he was taller and thin. And more like skin and bones. Despite they say he did martial arts and all that crap. And I just. Yeah, also, yeah, blonde. Also, wait, no, was it blonde hair? Or was it brown? Crap, I forgot. Yeah, but yeah, just little details is all. And so this guy, he would take my lock off, and whenever I'm trying to do work or pay attention in class, he would freaking distract me. Hey, matter of fact, I remember it got so bad to where my chemistry teacher, who was also my math teacher beforehand in like a previous grade, and also later become the principal, which more on that in probably another part later. You guys like this enough or something. And then she would have to separate us because this dude would just, I just could not focus with him on me. And I remember the times during lunch I would just sit here, mind my own business, just trying to enjoy my lunch, and he would just run out with my, he would run out with my dang thermos, and he would just run. And next thing I know, I gotta go chase him. Because he's got what's mine. Or he would take my dang lunchbox. I mean, I'm sorry if I can't remember all this vividly. I guess my mind probably did that because I didn't want too much trauma or something like that. And so, what happened next? My bad, sorry. Alright, and so I would just get frustrated by the end of the day. I'm just like, I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's just gone out of the picture. Because I would just dread the days I had to go to school because I know what's going to happen. And I was saying, the tension was not going down. Like I wanted to knock him square in the face. That's how angry I was. That's with him. I mean, and to him, it was like it was just a game. Like none of it, like none of this was serious. Is now reason why I didn't knock him out was because it's just I didn't want him to get the better of me. I didn't want to lose my cool. Because I know you guys have never met me in real life, but just know that when push comes to shove, I will fight, but I try not to resort to using hands because you want to get in trouble with that. And actually at my school, if you were caught fighting, you would actually you actually been expelled. Or was it actually, you know what, yeah, I think it was expelled for that. Like that was what you would get. And I'm just like, that's so dang. I'm just in a bind here. Like I want to knock him out, but I just can't. And it was a good school, so I didn't want to end up going to my neighborhood school or anything like that. And where the environment would just be even worse. So I just had to kind of deal with it on the daily. And I did tell some teachers, he was in it. There were a few run-ins here and there. I mean, just like this dude was down like crazy, and I just don't get it. Yeah, I mean, he said he was a doctor or some crap like that. So I don't know if that's got to do anything with that, and that might be a bit of a topic itself. And actually, despite that he was messing with me, he wasn't. I wasn't the only one who that he messed with. He did mess with others, but like I said, I feel like he just had it out for me. He mostly like he didn't mess with others not as much as I did. I mean, he didn't mess with others as much as he did with me. And also, dude was just really weird. And I guess I have more things to talk about later on down the line. So then, I guess fast forward a little bit later I'm getting tired of this, and I'm like, hey, the year's coming to the end, and I had to see this guy for a whole nother year, and just, I'm not sure if this happened right at that time, like near the end of the year, but I do know that he said that, hey, I know where you live, yeah, and when, and the reason why he would know where I live is because the site where we checked our grades also tells the address of where someone lives. So that means literally all he could do was enter in that area and just he could pull up into where I live, and that just gave you a sort of uneasiness knowing that even at school I wasn't safe from him. I mean, I mean, I just don't know. I just don't understand with him. And yeah, since it was also a Christian school, he also his spirit wasn't right with the Lord or anything like that. And I guess as a friend, I tried to help him out, despite that he was messing with me, trying to be a good spirit and all that. But no matter what I tried to do, or I just couldn't help him. But at least I could say from that I learned that you can only help those who want to be helped, and he just was no help. And just also, I should also mention this dude was like desperate. Desperate, like he was desperate to get a girlfriend and all that. Now I've told you at the beginning that I never had a girlfriend. Like never have been, not even once, not even now. But yeah, but I wasn't desperate like that. Yeah, well, never mind. I'm not sure if I really was desperate even then or now, but like, this dude was desperate, which I'll probably go in more into detail about this. So then at the end, I do my finals, I get promoted, and I'm like, I don't have to see this guy again. But then, little did I know, next year would be coming down the road, which, in my opinion, might have been the hardest part of this whole craziness. And also, one more thing I wanted to say about him was that both my brother and my mother said he was strange when they met him. And I mean, seriously, this guy who I thought was my friend. We shared a pizza together. That means something. If it's not from a sibling, it's just like he kind of just threw it out the window. And my naive self, even though he was messing with me, I kept talking to him, which I was like, why are you talking to him? In the end, I don't know what was up with me. He would this dude really was just the literal bane of my existence. All right. Well, I want to thank any of y'all who have stuck out to hear me out what I have to say, and I'm sorry if I was it's very vague in how I said this. It's just I kind of felt nervous about telling this, even though I kind of was prepared thinking about it. But I thought if I tell you guys this, you would learn more about me and just I thought it would be therapeutic for me to just get this off my mind. Right. Right. And also, I don't want to end this on such a sad note. With my school life being just a living hell or anything like that, or just my school experience being ruined. That you'll probably hear more about this if you guys do want to hear more about this. Which if you guys do, I'll be sure to tell you guys more. But if not, and you want to leave it at this, that's fine. After I've actually told some people about this. But I guess what you can take from this is be skeptical of who you're around and don't take school rumors too lightly. So that's what I guess you can take from this. But yeah, I really want to thank y'all for hearing me out and listening to this. And I hope y'all have a good one. And thanks for hearing me out. Have a good one.